was happening due to the go-getter attitude of Sant Sichewal's Sevadars and the villagers. Women folk of the village had taken up the responsibility of looking after men at work. Assembled in groups, they were busy preparing food for everyone. A huge tank was being made at the outskirts in which dirty water from the village would be stored after filtration. Construction of this underground sewerage system was taking place at the same pace, with same passion and energy with which cleaning of Bein was done. Continuously, throughout the day, throughout the night. Sevadars kept on working, without getting tired or perturbed. At night, when everything would come to a standstill in the village and villagers would fall asleep after a tiring day, this work would still be on. Sant Sichewal had given the directive that the work should be over within a week. If villagers' help was required at night, then an announcement would be made from the village Gurudwara. Men, women, children and elderly all would leave the comfort of their houses and flock together to reach the site. They take this announcement as a call from Baba. They have to reach to offer their share of labor. They would come with canisters of food for the Sevadars. No ifs or buts or doubts or hesitation. They have only one feeling: devotion. Whole village would gather at the place at work at night at Babaji's
ਅੱਗੇ ਕਹਿਣ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਤੇ ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਤਮ ਹੋਣਾ। ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਬੜੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਹੈ, ਮਾਲਕ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਬੜੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਹੈ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ।
ਜੀ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੱਕ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਵੀ ਆਪ ਦੀ ਖਾਤਰ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ। ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਕੁੱਲ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਹੀ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ। ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਅਸਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮਨੁੱਖ ਦਾ ਧਰਮ ਆ ਉਹ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਦੂਜੇ ਲਈ ਕੀ ਕਰਦਾ। ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦੂਜੇ ਲਈ ਕਰਨਾ ਆ ਉਹ ਅਸਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਦਾ ਆਪਦਾ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਆਪਦੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਲਈ ਕਰਦਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ। ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਜਦੋਂ ਹੁਣ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ
It would be an astonishing sight for a stranger. What is this invisible power that makes these people work day and night? What is this talismanic force that compels these Sevadars and these villagers to work at this hour in the night without any grumble or any sign of complaint? How all the human follies and weaknesses have been burned down in the flame of this passion.
ਸਾਰੇ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਨਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਵੀ ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੀ ਲੰਘਦੀ ਆ ਉਥੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜੋੜਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ, ਘਾਟ ਬਣਾਏ ਜਾਣ।
How could Baba sit at ease at his dera? He would take time out from his engagements, pick up a vehicle and would drive down to the village to watch the progress made in the work. He would stop on the way to take a look at his Sevadars, completely exhausted under the burden of immense work. He would simply smile, as he knew that this labor would not be futile. The villagers would soon reap the harvest of this labor. everyone would be filled with renewed zeal on the arrival of the saint in the village. Pace of the work would hasten up. Sant Sichewal himself has devised the sewerage system, which is according to the needs of the villagers, inexpensive as well as useful. He used to tell people that need of the hour is to put every drop of this dirty water to right use. If we could decant this water and supply it into the fields through pipelines, then benefit would be doublefold. We would be able to save our rivers as well as our village from contamination, diseases and pollution. The saint used to tell villagers how this beneficial work can be done with very little effort. They would wonder, if the work was so easy, then why did they not think about it earlier? Or why did administration not do anything about it? Then they got the intuition that this transformation in their lives was supposed to be brought by a divine soul like Sant Sichewal himself. Sant Sichewal had already succeeded in this experiment in his own village. In Sichewal village, he had designed a new kind of indigenous treatment plant. Murky water from the villages would pass through 3 trenches working as filters before it gathered in the tank. In this way, by sieving out the slime from the water, it was utilized for irrigation in the fields.
पैप पाए इस करके भई वहीं च पानी गंदा ना जावे भई छप्पड़ तुसीं बनाओ छप्पड़ां च पानी जावे बाबे नानक दी वहीं है जी पवित्र वहीं इहनूं साफ रखना चाहिदा इन्हां ने बहुत पिंडां दा पानी इदां रोकिया ये नहीं बूसोवाल दा नहीं कल्ला होर पिंडां दा 27 28 पिंड ने जित्थों दा इन्हां डकदे ने पानी
Use of this water in the fields produced astounding results. Crops grew abundantly in the fields without any use of fertilizers. Waste, polluted water that was posing a threat to the environment of the village now became a boon for it.
ਸਾਡੇ ਸਮਾਜ ਦੀਆਂ ਔਕੜਾਂ ਉਹਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਹੱਲ ਲੱਭਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਦਲ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਆ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਬਦਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹਦਾ ਲੱਭਦਾ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਆਲੋਚਨਾ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਓ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਉਹਦਾ ਵਿਰੋਧ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਓ ਉਹ ਖਤਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਹਰ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਵਾਤਾਵਰਣ ਦਾ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਵੇਈਆਂ ਦਰਿਆਵਾਂ ਦਾ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਇਹਦਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਖਮਿਆਜਾ ਗਰੀਬ ਲੋਕ ਭੁਗਤ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਮੀਰ ਲੋਕ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਪਾਣੀ ਬੋਤਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਆਪਦਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਲਈ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਗਰੀਬ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਇਹੋ ਪਾਣੀ ਪੀਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਸਮਝਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਾਣੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਂਭ ਲਓਗੇ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬੋਤਲਾਂ ਵਾਲਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੀਣਾ ਪਊਗਾ ਇਹ ਹੁਣ ਇਹਦਾ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਵੇਈਆਂ ਵਾਲਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਛੱਪੜ ਨੂੰ
Night has entered into second phase. Caravan is still on foot. The journey is still on. People from villages that fall on the way are waiting at various points for the arrival of the caravan. They will also mingle with the caravan and join the journey to reach Sichewal village. The caravan of the saint finding its way through the darkness is approaching village Sichewal. Enthusiasm of the people following him has not diminished even for a bit. As the procession enters village Sichewal, a new wave of ecstasy rises in the atmosphere. This vibrantly gushing stream of the masses has to be seen to be believed. Its rising tide cannot be named, but can be watched, holding the breath without a blink. Sant Sichewal has generated this momentum in the tide, gathering it drop by drop in the last 7 years, toiling with his sweat and blood. Starting from the origin of Kali Bein at Dhanua and dedicated to the honor of Bein, this journey of 160 km comes to an end today, which is the 5th day. Bound by his resolve, Sant Sichewal had no chance to take any rest. He still had to fight at many fronts. The biggest challenge he had to face was the heartless attitude of the administration, which instead of extending any help for the cause, was bent upon making the 7 years of strenuous work go waste. Slimy water was still being thrown into Bein under the very eyes of the administration. But it was not ready to rise from its slumber. To stop this poisonous flow of water, Sant Sichewal was himself engaged in work on war footing with his sevadars, making underground sewerage systems village after village. Administration was still unmoved. Sant was constantly pricking at it by giving memorandum after memorandum so that it could be moved to some action, but all in vain.
ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਕਾਇਦੇ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਅਨੁਸਾਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਨੈਚੁਰਲ ਸੋਰਸ 'ਚ ਗੰਦਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾ ਸਕਦੇ। ਸੁਲਤਾਨਪੁਰ ਤੋਂ ਗੰਦਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਪੈਣ ਡਿਆ, ਕਪੂਰਥਲੇ ਦਾ ਪੈਣ ਡਿਆ, ਭੁਲੱਥ ਦਾ ਪੈਣ ਡਿਆ, ਬੇਗੋਵਾਲ ਦਾ ਪੈਣ ਡਿਆ, ਦਸੂਹੇ ਦਾ ਪੈਣ ਡਿਆ। ਜੇ ਪ੍ਰਦੂਸ਼ਣ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ ਬੋਰਡ ਹੈ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਬੰਦ ਕਰੇ। ਡਰੇਨ ਵਿਭਾਗ ਦੀ ਮਨਜ਼ੂਰੀ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਐਨਓਸੀ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਪਾਣੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾ ਸਕਦਾ। ਕਿਉਂ ਪੈ ਰਿਹਾ? ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਰਵਾ ਹੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਆ।
Sant Sichewal was also invited for consultation in the meeting held in June 2006.
ਉਹ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਦਾ ਉਹ ਏਜੰਡਾ ਇਹੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਵੇਈਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੰਦੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਪੈ ਰਿਹਾ ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਦੇ ਤੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰਾਂ ਦੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਇੱਕ ਵੇਈਂ ਦੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਫਾਈ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਪਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੰਦੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਉਹ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਡਿੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ, ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੰਦਗੀ ਡਿੱਗ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਰੋਕਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਚਿਰ ਸਫਾਈ ਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਅਰਥ ਨਹੀਂਗਾ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇਹੋ ਹੀ ਉਸ ਦਿਨ ਦੀ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਸੀਗੀ ਕਿ ਗੰਦਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਰੰਤ ਰੋਕਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ। ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇਹ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੁਝਾਅ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਦਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਤਲਬ ਛੱਪੜ ਪੱਟ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਨਤਾਰ ਕੇ ਖੇਤੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਵਰਤਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ ਟਰੀਟਮੈਂਟ ਪਲਾਂਟ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਟਰੀਟਮੈਂਟਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਲਾਂਟ ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਨਿਤਰਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਸਾਫ਼ ਨਿਕਲਦਾ ਉਹ ਖੇਤੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਖੇਤੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਵਰਤਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ। ਜੇਕਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਵੇਈਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਪਾਣੀ ਉਹ ਪੀਣ ਯੋਗ ਤਾਂ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂਗਾ।
The government had set up numerous committees, one after the other. It also appointed its able administrators, brought out a number of plans, and issued a number of notifications. Still, even after a long span of 8 months, poisonous chemical waste and other polluted effluents from factories continued to be dumped into Bein. Also, nothing was done to stop the murk flowing from villages into Bein. This unheedful attitude of the administration proved encouraging for the greedy landlords. Once again, they encroached upon the bed of Bein to spread their fields illegally. When Sevadars tried to stop these landlords, they became violent. The administration, instead of taking any action against the violators, put Sevadars behind the bars in the name of maintaining peace in the region. This callousness led to terrible results. Layers of slimy sludge started settling again on the bed of Bein, which was cleaned after 7 years of rigorous labor put in by thousands and thousands of people under the guidance of Sant Sichewal. Water weeds again started sprouting in the waters of Bein. Wherever the water flow got obstructed, water weeds started germinating in profusion. Symptoms of disease started appearing in Bein again. Sant Sichewal is in the lab of Bein once again along with his Sevadars. 7 years ago, he had taken a resolve that Bein would flow again. It took him 7 years to fulfill his resolve. Now, after 7 years, he has taken another resolve. He would not let the flow of Bein stop. Steeped in the sludge and slime of Bein up to his knees, he is pulling out weeds and unruly shrubs and pushing the stuck-up mud with his hands. He is struggling with every obstacle which is blocking the flow of Bein. By immersing himself, by smearing himself with the mud of the Bein, he will purify the whole entity of Bein. He will never let his Sevadars, the people or the government forget that the Bein is the lifeline of the Doaba, that the essence of their being is in the existence of Mother Bein. Due to obstructions created by polluted muck, hordes of hyacinth have invaded the flowing water of Bein. Lying in ambush, it has struck the water body at various places. Before it can spread its clutches over the entire bed, before it can spread its tentacles by sucking in every drop of water, it has to be weeded out by the roots. Sant Sichewal knows well that this devil spreads his claws very fast. It just engulfs the water very quickly. Sant Sichewal has to confront the mean maneuvers of this devil again. He has to defeat it again by all means. Crushing the devil, he has to liberate Bein from its clutches, so that Bein remains alive and that the land of Doaba may live on.